Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D. So it's pretty obvious that we just got out of church. Ever since I got to Costa Rica, that's when I started going to church and actually went in there and prayed and actually prayed. For other people, but for myself as well, and not just like people, but animals. So my friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club, and today I want to talk a little bit about open border. I mean, it's a thing in the U.S. We keep on arguing whether we should close the border or open the border. My take on it is very simple. It's the same reason why we lock our door when we go to sleep. It's the reason why some people fence up their property, and at the end, there is a legal process, and that everyone has to go through. And with the open border in the United States, from what I've heard, ever since I came to Costa Rica, the first couple of weeks, it wasn't like, a lot of homeless people. But when you start seeing the amount of like families, I mean, on average, it's probably anywhere from like 3 to 7, depending on the day. But like when you see families, it's crazy. So remember Robert, that makes the bread and the cheese that are really, really bomb. I tried the cheese, but the thing is, I'm on like a diet right now. I have a competition with my friend, and getting that 6-pack and getting in shape. So the cheese was really, really good, but the bread was also really, really good. I can consume the bread, but not the cheese. And what happened was I bought a whole bunch of bread. And yesterday I just went out and I gave the family, some food, bread and chicken. I know. But I want to share with you, like there was a family of hola. There was a family of 5, and what happened was the little kids. They are so cute. Okay, yesterday I handed her a chicken, and then what happened was I handed her a chicken, and she was so happy. Like, she went out, she grabbed it, and her mom and dad was like, no, but in a respectful way, kind of like, yeah. But other than that, like, deep down, not deep down, but from what I've seen and deep down, like, people want to do good. We want to help whenever we can, and it's just the amount of, and most of these families, they are from Venezuela, and from what I was told, they are migrating to Costa Rica so they can head up to Mexico and cross the border because of the open policy that we have in America, right? And I did ask how are they getting there, because from Costa Rica to Mexico is a far distance, and for them to go into the border. But a lot of the time, from it's like, like, I know that even with all the money that I have, which is like not much, or even with all the money that the world has, or even you have, no matter how baller you are, giving it away is not the solution. It's the solution for that moment, but it doesn't in the long run, because I walk here every day and I see them every day, and I see another group of family within like a week or two, and then I see another group of family within a week or two. So it's kind of like a cycle. And I mean, like for the first, like the reason why I started giving, you know, because I was like, man, okay, first of all, I want to support Robert for making the bread and the cheese and stuff like that. But second is like, we're talking about kids, we're talking about baby, even though it's just like a day, like it, it reminds me so much of the time like when I was in the Philippines, because like, you know, we went through the legal process. We had to be in the Philippines for 6 months to learn English before we came to the United States. That was the requirement. And I remember like twice a week, if I remember correctly, twice a week they would have a food truck. I'm spitting all over the screen, but they would come and pass out meat. You know, all the other time you would kind of have to like, you know, find like grow your garden. And but they do it. It was similar to like food bank. And you know, food was very limited, you know, and it reminds me so much when the whole family, you know, kind of like, not my family, we struggle, but it wasn't like that bad struggle like here in Costa Rica, like they are sitting out on the street. So, you know, I started thinking like, okay, it might not help in the long run, but it's help for the time being. And then as an American, like, you know, like, or even as an individual, like how should we approach this issue and you know, and move forward so that we have less families that are searching for freedom where they don't have to go through this. And like right now, in my opinion, America is not a good example. Like, yes, America used to be a great country with a lot of freedom. I mean, we still do at this point compared to, you know, the most authoritarian country, but it's going down the drain. You were always in your power and I knew that. Never stepping down, and if you do, then I got your back. If you do rise, let the phoenix, let me kindle your soul. Cause we got this, educate, elevate, participate. It's the mind state, how much I appreciate. Like the way that I see America is like America is collapsing from within. And as an individual, I cannot do much, but I really, really agree with Dr. Ron Paul. We should not be going around policing the world. We should not be, you know, whoever is controlling the money, which is like the feds and all of these like banks, right? And politicians with like crazy policies are driving, are part of the problem. They are not the whole problem, but they are part of the problem. And then the other part that we have to, you know, look at is the country that these people are migrating from. Obviously, it's bad. That's why they are migrating. But we can, like, you know, to get involved, like, the problem with America is that we get involved in everything while we are not having our house in order. That's the problem. And, you know, like, I remember listening to Dr. Ron Paul. Like, you know, if we create good diplomat, if we start protecting our country, our people, eventually people will want to do business with us. Like, you know, like during 9/11, all I heard about was like the Middle East is gonna attack the American soil. The Middle East people are evil. They're gonna come and kill us all. It's the same rhetoric that I'm hearing today. And it is really unfortunate, but I think Dr. Ron Paul is right. We have to stop putting our nose in other people's business. We have to we have to take care of America. And then eventually we have to set the examples because if we are a good example, other country will start doing business with us. Other country will work with us. But when we don't have our house in order, we're going around like, you know, like policing the war, like regime change. And you know, and like for me, it's all about talk. Like we put up a good talk, but we cannot carry it out. And we see exactly, oh my God, for the last like 50, 70 years, it's, but all I'm saying is, my friend, open border policy does affect the people that are living in Costa Rica, but also, I mean, from the Venezuelan perspective, is like, okay, I can leave my country and go to America without like the proper process. Okay, that is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing for America, because when we let in people and we don't vet who people are, even if they have good intentions, right? It's just a bad policy, in my opinion. And like I said, my friend, try to focus on the thing that you can, and the thing that you cannot. Try not to worry too much about it. I did what I did simply because these are just like, to me, they're just humans, right? On a, on the politics scale, I cannot do much. The thing that I can do is make a video, share my opinion, and show you, like, show you what is going on that's outside of the country, and and you can make your own observation and see what people are really going through, right? Like, if you are living in the United States right now, I know inflation, everything is bad, but imagine these people are going through more worse. Insanity I feel lately. Oh, reality so fake lately. And that is it for this video, my friend. Now, I mean, it's for me, it's just like seeing families of homeless. That is a whole different picture. In America, yes, New York, LA, even Seattle, the amount of homeless people right now is hitting the roof, okay? But man, it's something gotta change. Something gotta change. And on an individual level, if you can help, then help, my friend. Because I don't know, it reminds me so much of the, being hungry is not, I wouldn't use the word fun, but being hungry is not the feeling that anybody want to go through. And I think it's kind of, it's not kinda, but it's definitely, it made my day yesterday when I saw that little girl. I gave the bread to her mom and dad, and when I pulled out the chicken, she just came and she was like, give it to me, in a very cute way, right? And it's like, I can never forget that moment. And it feels like, if you have helped people, you know what I'm talking about, right? The gesture, the look on their face, and how blessed they are. And it's not much, and I know it's not the solution, but it is the solution for the time being. Kind of like the Buddha. He was like, if I remember correctly, there was a story about him and a disciple, and they were like, roaming through this town, and this dog, the dog came up to the Buddha, and the Buddha gave him the bread. And then the disciple was like, Buddha, there are so many other dogs out there that are hungry. Why are you helping this one? And then, I believe he responded, I cannot help everyone, but to this one, I made a difference. And it's kind of like that. Sometimes we have to take it like day by day at a time, and we do what we can. That's how we spread the love. But then, I also believe in the rule of law. I also believe that, as an American, we should look at ourselves in the mirror before we go out and start policing the world. And if you are fortunate, I mean, like 70%, like I think I saw a video yesterday. Man, I forgot the source, but 70% of Americans have to get a second job to support themselves because right now inflation is killing everyone, especially the energy crisis in Europe, inflation in America, the British pound. It's like, but if you are fortunate enough, my friend, travel, go out there. If you have money, it doesn't have to be much, but help people. Start a channel, show people, voice your opinion. Because I think at the end of the day, we, the little people, are going to be the one that's gonna drive, new policies where we can show politicians, that hey, we have a problem. We need the right kind of people to be in office right now, because the way that I see everything right now, it's changing slowly. It's changing, and I hope it's gonna continue that way. So my friend, that is that is my little story of what's been happening for the last couple of weeks. I've been focusing on me working out. I rarely bring my camera down here. By the way, this park is the park that I do all of my workout. So today is I get my day off. I've been working for the last like 5 days. Your body gotta take a break, but just want to share that with you. So my friend, let me know what is your take on like, have you ever encountered homeless families that are like in the process of migrating? It's so crazy to me, but I would love to hear your story. Okay, so much love. I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to use the hashtag #GotZillionaires Club. So ta-da.